offlane Kunkka into Undying Drow. I would not personally enjoy that very much. But Whisper and Schofield have pulled off magic before. We'll see if they can do it again. That's a lot of games on the pro level. That's a lot of pro games. It doesn't sound like much because people are like, yeah, but I've played 3,000 games of Pudge. Well, you can also just chain queue, you know? Yamsen gonna get
a small skirmish happening top here towards Yamsen. There's a blood grenade that's been dropped on him as well. Yamsen might die. He's gone. Yuma able to claim the first blood here. Speed will be allowed to escape away from him, but...
Yeah, the times when it gets particularly interesting is when the teams play musical chairs, right? If the gate costs 0 mana, I think these would not be the lanes we'd be looking at right now. I think Wildcard would have just swapped their supports, probably.
They're going on to Yamsen, though. Tag teams out. They want the kill onto the Drow Ranger, and they are going to get him. KJ is level 2, so he has ice shots at the ready. Speed is going to find himself dead as well. Early double kill for the Terrorblade, perhaps. Speed, bonus armor from the tower, will prevent the double, but KJ still finds him. So, amazing start for Heroic. This is the kind of shenanigans that you need to upset this draft order.
It's wild that they're just able to kill Drow without even using ice shards. I mean, I guess she's level 1, tag team and meta is strong, but yeah, they just got caught off guard by that timing there for the side of Wildcard. And you can see Yamsen is actually hesitating to put his second skill point. I was wondering, is this a lane where you skill Gust on level 2? You just want to get that Tusk away from your face, and nope, he will take the multi-shot, but he was at least playing around with the idea.
Schofield, they might actually try kill Bignum now. I see his HP is dwindling slowly but surely, but he does have the Shadow Realm hit. So he's cool, he's Gucci. Unfortunately, was not able to secure the Lotus Pool. That one was taken away by Schofield. Top lane, they're going on to Yamsen again. The Drow Ranger with the tag team.
Really?
This damage output is too much. Speed just simply cannot save the Drow here. KJ will probably take a tumble for this, but yet again, a very worthwhile trade in favor of Heroic.
Illustration, or that gap doesn't really exist anymore, I would argue. I don't think there's a player in any role that is so much better than the competition as when, you know, Miracle was peaking or Sumail was peaking back in those days. RCY, nice dive here from King Jungles.
They get there just before level 6 as well. KJ had him with the ice shards, and he should end up dead. Analog gets the kill. They don't want to stick around to fight against this Undying. There's a tombstone down, and here comes Bignum. Beautiful Bramble Maze with the Shadow Realm hit. Both Analog and King Jungles will end up dead. Schofield can do nothing for his compatriots except waddle away. They don't even get to put much pressure on the tower. Great response from Wildcard to the death of their Storm Spread.
But the supports on Wildcard are looking so much better on the experience than on the Radiant. Trade-off, of course, net worth looking good on the 3 Radiant cores from the kills.
Look top, though. They're going to get more experience on KJ because he has scouted out Yamsen with the help of Whisper. And, man, this Drow has just been having a torrid time of this game. 0-4 in the first 6 minutes.
So I want to see Undying. I want to see Willow get involved and play to their strengths, because otherwise, for the side of Heroic, they're just going to keep doing this. And another kill on Yamsen. Still hasn't skilled Gust. So,
it wouldn't really matter. Level 1 Gust is pretty ass. Like, if it was level 2, I would agree with you, but level 1 is... The way they've been jumping him, I don't think the level 1 Gust would have saved him. Yeah, that dive actually when they dove him behind tower, he saw the Kunkka first. If he gusted the Kunkka or the Tusk, he probably would have lived there. I think the batting point would have been good.
And like, even if you do die, the Gust might buy the time for your teammates to TP and get a trade, and then you're enabling them, right?
Look, bottom though, we'll keep this discussion going because Whisper is escaping away from Speed, but unfortunately Speed is living up to his name. Chases down the Kunkka.
He had very good intel on what the enemy team was doing, looking for the 14-minute rune. Unlucky for him, it will be top, so... Well, see if Aurora can find anything. Whisper will get the X.
Okay, RCY
nice
trying to dodge it. He gets hit on with the torrent, and now they're going in for him. RCY dead in a heartbeat. They did drop the Terrorize with zones back some of these heroes, but not enough of them. As Analog running in with his Blade Mail, the Flame God going, trying to bring down these supports. Bignum is going to be the one being focused right now, while Terrorblade is right-clicking into Speed. Speed does end up in an awful position. One more right click and he dies. As he goes down, Analog able to chase down Bignum, hold him in position. He will attempt for the TP out with the Shadow Realm, and it will be good enough. He's out.
And RCY was expecting him to wait a little bit. Gets caught. They get the nice chain off. And they got 3 kills as a result. So really nice play there inside of the road.
RCY might be in a little bit of danger as well here. Doesn't have the most mana in the world, while Whisper is also contesting against Bignum. Does end up dying despite the Coco Rum. Solo kill by Bignum. The only person they might come across right now is RCY, but he's hasted. There's no way you're going to kill that Storm Spirit. Perhaps the Drow, though. This could be huge. Yamson could be a big target for RCY. He's the one that's found first. Do they have the lockdown to kill him? They do. He's actually dead. Everybody needs to get out right now for the side of Wildcard. Yuma able to get a big Sunder off on Fade, recover all of his HP. And I can sort of understand why he wants Crimson, right? You're playing into TB with a tag team on Tusk as well, but a late Crimson, by that time, Terrorblade not going to care anymore about that damage block. As Fade getting caught in by Analog, Schofield there with the telekinesis. They would like to get this Enigma, prevent the black hole. He's walking forward, he's not dead just yet. Fade finally gets the black hole. It catches the Terrorblade. They're able to kill all of them here. Now, Analog also not able to escape. He's doing his utmost, finally able to zip to the high ground, but he's not able to help out Yuma any longer as they lose the life of this Terrorblade. Analog actually zipped back in. He'll immediately get himself decayed by speed and killed off. A 4-for-1 exchange there. Terrorblade dying twice. Yeah.
25 minutes in, the Drow's ahead of TB. Actually, top net worth now. It's kind of crazy.
The TB is smoked up with his squad. They're trying to get a kill somewhere, and they will come across RCY. However, this time around, he has a BKB. Yamson doesn't connect with the Gust, but has the right-click damage to bring down KJ. Whisper's boat will not connect onto anybody, as RCY still has his BKB. The Terrorize was there onto Analog, but I don't think he's really in that much danger either. They'll just have to take a quick kill onto KJ. Wildcard be like, thanks for the free gold, gang. And they may be chasing onto Whisper. BetBoom is out with the Curse Crown. Whisper does have to use his BKB in the end, taking a lot of right-click damage from the low ground from the Drow Ranger. RCY zips up. They can't stun him in time. Multi-shot kills off this unit and a beautiful Terrorize onto the Terrorblade into a black hole. Double kill for Yamson. Wildcard lose absolutely nobody. And 5K gold lead for them. I think they really struggled with getting
some Storm.
Yep. Best Aegis carrier in the game. They're actually going to TP middle to try and force a fight here onto this Kunkka. Whisper will try TP out. Black Hole cancels it though, making sure that he's going to remain in position. And as the BKB goes down, they're going to try and find the kill. The boat will crash through, lands onto the Enigma. However, there's an immediate Yule Scepter from Bignum. They really want Whisper. Curse Crown is there. Yuma nearby, ready to give him the Sunder if needed. There's going to be a Terrorize that will connect onto the TB and the Kunkka, but they just did not have the damage. RCY finally able to join in onto this fight, killing off Whisper. Fade, eating a lot of right-click damage, but he's surviving for now thanks to this Crimson God. And now with the Yamson Drow being available, they need to run on Heroic. RCY, BKB pop. He wants to be able to reach towards the TB. TB denies the Arcane Rune away from the Storm. X back onto RCY. Would be very nice if the Kunkka was alive. Sadly, he's not. So Yamson able to come in with the cleanup, bring down the TB one more time.
Like, do you even consider Rubik a good wave support anymore? I think there's plenty of others that do it as well, if not better, unless, once again, you have the right spell steal. But then we're back to square one where, you know, it needs to be a good spell steal game when the hero just... Right, nice.
See if he can steal anything here, because Whisper gets a boat through onto Fade, but Fade saved by the Entomb from this Undying Speed, making it happen with Bignum throwing a massive Terrorize as well that zones back the rest of Heroic. Analog, he went back into the fight, gets a very big change though, onto 3. RCY though chasing on the high ground. Analog immediately pops his BKB, but RCY does not want to let this one go. Gets the Vortex onto Kunkka. Whisper getting dragged back into a BKB of his own, but as Yuma gets stunned here, this is a dangerous situation because now they have a black hole at the ready. Fade doesn't even need to use it because Yuma just dies underneath the auspices of the multi-shot of Yamson. Fade just with a celebratory black hole. He knows it's not even necessary to win this game anymore.
Oh no. If your BKB boat TP there, you live. But his BKB was cancelled by the Willow to start the play off, right? That's why he
Top lane, Analog getting gone on. Fade is right here. Fade has black hole. There's no Schofield in sight, so Enigma does not have to worry. Easy kill onto Analog, and he just dies so fast on this Enigma. On this Ember Spirit, excuse me.
Walk into vision, like so.
Okay, they find the catch onto Yuma. Yuma needs a Sunder. There we go. Gets it onto Schofield, but he might still die because Yamson throwing in the right-click damage. Yuma, one more hit would kill him. It finally does arrive. He dies. Analog cannot do anything to hold back the rest of Wildcard. And they're trying to survive, get into the base. Bro, Whisper bought a Divine Rapier. We don't even have time to talk about this crazy-ass item as we go forward with Fade. He's looking for a potential black hole. Analog just trying to hold them back, but While they're being
good
zoned
damage.
out, they do manage to finish off the full racks. At the same time, though, Bignum does end up dead. The torrent plus several slides do end up bringing him down. Now Analog have gotten the roots onto speed. They're hoping to get this undying kill. The rest of Wildcard don't really care though, because they found the mega creeps in the meantime. So Heroic need more. Zip back onto this RCY Stormspray. He's looking for Whisper, wants to take away his Divine Rapier. Not gonna happen just yet, because Whisper pumps BKB, throws in the boat. Tier 4, sorry, OST. August Totem.
Oh.
Glacier on even ground right now. This time it's technically high ground for Yamsen, trying to deal with this tier 3 tower. It's gonna actually almost lose their ages here. Still alive for now, and they get the roots onto Analog. The damage is not enough, because they do finally get Yamsen. However, Ember Spirit dies for it. Does have buyback available if needed.
So with the blink double
And
wave,
Whisper, beautiful, huge damage. It brings down the Stone Spirit and almost kills Yamsen. Heads up. He's forced to try and TP out. He will be able to do so. Whisper couldn't find the X marks on top of him.
instead of 3. So if you don't have a Dispel, well, you gotta get stunned a lot.
Support. RCY gets the blue hole. Yeah, Dragon Interceptor. Look at the multi-shot damage. Yuma's gonna die almost. He does get saved a little bit with the Outworld Staff. Looking for a Thunder target. Decides to rather go back into the base. In the meantime, though, look at the damage from Drow. She wants to try and end the game. They force their fortification, but it might not matter. They've already lost their Ember Spirit without buyback. RCY getting another blue hole onto Yuma. The Terrorblade will no longer be able to fight through this. He dies, does have buyback, but Yuma can do nothing because Yamsen just wants to end the game from the high ground, destroys the Ancients. GG, well played is called. Wildcard secure game 1. We won that fight, we controlled this area forever. Fade practically never left the bottom side of the map. RCY was always playing on the top side to control that side, denying any areas of farm for the Ember or for the Tusk. So that one, honestly, I think if that one fight went differently, this game might even still be going, but it goes in the worst possible fashion.
Monkey into Phoenix. All right, it's
I was
the other
literally going to
spirit.
say Void Spirit because Void Spirit, one thing it gives you is the silence here as well, which could be super useful later on into the game. Also, you were mentioning like Magnus having the jump in potential. Once you get that AoE remnant,
We'll see.
I think part of the problem they're going to have as well is that, you know, Void Spirit is not like, say, Storm Ember, where you can have a pretty rough time in the lane and still would expect
First
to get
blood
some big
on
kills.
top.
Top lane, First Blood is actually going to emerge onto Yamsen, it seems, and Whisper. After beating him straight up in the lane, almost doubling the CS of the Razor, now he also grabs the First Blood on top of him.
I would like to say that Ember would have fared much better mid than the Void Spirit did against Beastmaster. So they probably just were confident it was a mid-mag.
They're gonna try and get this Yuma kill here. Unfortunately, RP will be there from
no,
Whisper to
they don't
protect
get it.
him. They drop the wall, they drop the vacuum, they use everything from KJ, but one RP ends it all, and they just go back to farming. Bignum tips him, but honestly, I think Whisper's very happy with what just happened.
I think that was a good RP. Keeping your Sven alive and preventing the enemy team from getting any
Look at
angle into
this.
the
They
game.
actually
is
bring
great.
in the other rest of the team from Heroic. They find Fade attempting to run away with the Surge, but Analog didn't want to have to roar him, but at the end he's like, yeah, whatever, bro. Just drop the roar, get the kill. My offlaner escapes, yours is dead.
One lineup has really strong skirmishing and really strong team fight and won the laning stage, and the other lineup has very bad damage and needs items to solve the problem. So generally speaking, for the Dire lineup, there's two ways of approaching this right now. Either
Well, this is
you
gonna
make
help.
big moves where you outnumber to try to find kills, or you have to play defensive and farm and play keep away, which is very, very difficult against this lineup. So you're most of the time just going to see Beastmaster stick true to that. You can obviously pivot with the facet if plans go wrong. If you're like, okay, this game's just too bad for Axe. Oh, there's like 2 young goals.
Nice.
Not going to be able to get the Supernova off.
Quick kill there. RCY is also the one that gets to claim it, which is a big deal. He's building straight into the Spirit Vessel to try and take that tower. But look, bottom, they're going to punish this. As soon as they saw him go top, they're going to try and force a fight here. RP from Whisper will be interrupted as Yuma goes in with the God Strike. Bignum is the one that's going to get caught out here. Gave his life to allow the escape of Fade. Worthwhile in the end, but still kind of unfortunate for Wildcard, since they did not get the tier 1 tower in the end. RCY.
Well, round 2.
Yeah, with Yamsen.
Yamsen,
Yamsen gets RP'd. He went too far forward with his ultimate going. He just gets eviscerated, Sin.
Yeah, okay, well, it wasn't that bad until he did that. Now it's pretty bad. Well, let's see if somebody gets away here first. Schofield might be dead. I will say yes.
Dead for sure. If he survives this, then he's actually the god of all gamers. He will try right now with those quick shackles onto Bignum, but he knows his time is done. He's gonna waste as much of their time as possible in the meme.
Even Fairy Fire. Oh man, every second is precious. I think the gold for selling the Fairy Fire is worth more than the second he bought there, but whatever.
They managed to escape with 2. Will Speed be so lucky? He's trying his best, slithering away on this Naga Siren. They really want it.
Oh,
Magnus
nice
has
juke.
Blink in a moment. Beautiful juke from Naga to get out of there.
Fooled Whisper completely there. I was just counting down to his Blink Skewer, and then Speed finds the one angle.
Let's see if KJ has
Young
those
goals,
kind of
though.
dancing shoes as well. Trying to get away. Will he dodge the Dissimulate? No. Gets connected into. There is a Supernova, but the Fire Spirits didn't
the
launch
Centaur
properly.
is
The
helping
Centaur
them.
came to stop
Not
them. It
enough.
almost ended up betraying them. While this was happening on the other side, though, they managed to find Yamson. Raises all of their dead right now.
even
He's the
do
one
it,
with the
man.
Mjolnir. Yeah.
Oh no.
And here comes Analog. He has Primal Roar, wanting to throw it onto somebody. RCY trying to get out of here. Dissimulate. He gets tracked though, and there's the Roar. They find him. Analog's on top. Does he have the damage to kill him off? No, not by himself. Yuma arrives looking for the Stormhammer. Not going to be able to throw it in just yet. Finally, it does emerge. Dodged in by RCY. He's doing all he can, but it's not going to be enough. Schofield hexes him, and they will finally secure the kill.
And then you need to somehow set up a fight where Razor gets to attack for 10 seconds. So you either need to let the enemy team catch him and then save him with your Tuscan and Naga,
RCY,
or you need
hold
to
on.
initiate on those heroes. Yeah.
That's maybe the one hero that cannot afford to be dying right now. Like, he was on the way to with the point booster. Ags was coming soon. Now he's gone, so there's no Ags, and we still don't have the BKB just yet. But maybe if they kill KJ, that could give Yamson the gold for this BKB. But KJ goes in. Supernova is out. The RP comes too. Yes, Speed did manage to pop the Supernova, or the Song of the Siren, but it will not matter.
You need to really land stuff.
The game-winning item has been bought. Point booster on RCY. GG, bro. Does he die immediately? No, please don't. I don't want to cost us curse you, bro. Please get out of here. They're trying to surge him out right now. Fade is running too, but they're looking towards RCY. They've got the connection with the Primal Roar. Bignum there with the big snowball save, but they're ready with Yuma for the Stormhammer. They connect onto Bignum, but RCY is still trying to get out. Unfortunately, he's right underneath an Observer Ward. Gets skewered back into the rest of the lineup, and he gets killed off. Well, at least he has the Aghanim Scepter, but he's going to have to enjoy that item in the fountain. And unfortunately for them, Heroic are already willing to go onto the high ground. They dropped their mass open wards. They're posting up with Yuma on the high ground. And they're so far away from Wildcards, though.
This is what we talked about. This is the one chance they get. If they fail this fight, the game's actually over. So they have to land this, or at the very least get Heroic to back off. There you go.
Go ahead and they find Yamson. He doesn't have an Aegis, remember, but the RP from Whisper allows them to eviscerate Bignum. And the double BKBs means that this song is not really accomplishing anything. They do have a Supernova that they avoid. Nice gonna be the what am I talking about? There's gonna be a vacuum wall coming in from the docks here, but he gets held in position by Analog and the crew. He gets killed off. The BKB expires from this Razor, so he has to TP home. And Yuma on a wicked 6 streak right now. Absolutely nobody died from Heroic. Speed joins his compatriots in the grave. And Sin, I think they should just call it. This game is completely over.
I think so too. And I understand why your mind went to Avalanche, because that's genuinely what happened there. Just one hero tumbling on top of the other. One after the next, after the next.
Tusk. He gets some vision right now. They drops the wall. Bignum goes in. They tuck up Yuma into the air. There's the RP though from Whisper. Holding Bignum and the Razor. Bignum will try his best, but it's not going to be enough. They've already lost them both. They will be able to lose another one. Maybe Fade can try and turn this around. Absolutely not. He's forced to just surge himself out of here. At the very least, Whisper and Yuma lost most of their HP, but Speed, he jumped onto Yuma, hoping to assassinate the Sven, and immediately just gets 2 shots, and now he's going forward. Yuma gets an ultra kill at the end of this game. He was on 100 HP, but now he's on 1,000, critting through for his life. GG, well played is called. We are going to a deciding game 3.
Yeah, this was a bit of a nothing burger, unfortunately, from the side of Wildcard, I think.
I mean, just think about how long his level 6 was delayed. He got 6 when Analog was level 7. He was 5 and 7, only got it like a lot later in the game. Really struggled to do anything. Didn't get any big items for so long.
I mean, they're not beating around about the bush here on Heroic, right? This is going to be we're playing fast. Like, they're going to try to run the map. You talked about the Monkey King jumping around, making plays with Shaman and Chen.
So, you're about to say that. This feels like a game that could end in 25.
Yeah, it's really delicate. This would be a good start for Wildcard, though. Walking into Schofield, taking the sticky napalm and the slow off. Good shots, blocking off the path here.
He's dead. First blood for them, but the question is, will they lose anybody in the trade here? RCY will claim the first blood, but Chen throwing in the damage. There's Yuma with the Boundless Strike as well. Bignum is the one that's falling lowest the fastest, but not low enough. He is still living in the grand scheme of things. KJ, he's not throwing in the additional creep, so the Satyr is not doing the damage necessary. There's a big blast coming in from Analog. Speed falling low, but not dead just yet. They lost the Magnus. Yuma, as he is dying here, hoping that his team will be able to at least get one kill. But instead, Wildcard put their attention towards Analog, trying to bring him down. There's another Boundless Strike. Analog staying alive. Big Illuminate blast. Speed finally ends up falling. And Fade now chasing onto Analog on the high ground with the Battle Hunger, but he's gonna die. Whisper kills him with the Shockwave. It's 3 for 3 in the early game. This is how you want to start game 3. Set Cardle has managed to recover somewhat in the CS department, but only able to do so by blast. So you can see the deny numbers tell the true story of this lane. RCY on 13 right now. Down bottom, Yuma got a big Boundless Strike, but he's very low. He might actually end up dead. Battle Hunger is out on top of him, and he goes down. Wildcard getting the big jump onto the carry Monkey King in this bottom lane.
I mean, you're happy as heck you just farm here, right? Yeah. Getting the kill is just a bonus. It's not a requirement.
He's actually dead. Schofield, he showed very far forward. What an aggressive play there from the Shadow Shaman. Gets called in with these Monkey King right next to him. And Schofield will die. Yuma will at least try to punish Fade for this here, but not going to be able to hold him in position.
Like key hero you really want to solve with Orchid, say like a Storm hero or a Spirit hero mid.
Bottom. They actually have another rotation from Analog here. Gets behind the tower, finds the hexes, but Bignum shows up. Snowball forward onto Yuma. Yuma's very isolated from the rest of his team. RCY is here as well. Battle Hunger drags back the Monkey King. RCY has more than enough damage to finish him off. And Bignum, the dutiful support, ensures that the Backrider is the one that gets the gold.
Oh, this is double bad if Wildcard were to run down Whisper here. If they get both Wisdoms, this is... Wait, he... Damn, Yamson thought there was rotation coming. If they had counted here, they might have got away with this. But he actually concedes the Wisdom. This was 100% his if he had continued. Because Caudle had TP cooldown, which they would know. They just killed Monkey Bottom, who already TP'd back by.
Monkey could have dropped him another fight though, because they're looking for more, but unfortunately this time around Analog is here. He drops the blast onto RCY. They bring down the Batrider. Schofield gonna die here, but Faye is most likely gonna take him into the fountain himself because he dies too. And this chase isn't over just yet. Analog hoping to find more, but he is out of mana at the moment.
It gives some really cool play potential to players with subverting expectations, right? So in that instance, I don't think it was crucial necessarily, but
no, this could be crucial if they get this kill onto Analog. And whew, you know, one of the things that we have not really seen just yet, because the Batrider has just been finishing this blue dagger. Honestly, I'm sad seeing that item go, given how crazy it was 2 years ago. I'm finding that it's gone from the game. Down bottom, they might be removing Fade from the game as they jump in with Yuma. There's the first RP coming in from Whisper. They drag Fade into a Wukong's. Fade is still alive though throughout all of this. He does get off a call, he will die, but took probably more investment than Heroic were willing to commit initially. It's one of those tough scenarios though where they need a Yules against the Axe like you mentioned, but Shadow Shaman wants Blink Aether Lens, you know, Chen needs to build all these aura items, so there's nobody else really to build this. Whisper? They come across him as they smoke up. RCY is going to be there. They cancel out his blink. Lasso immediately. He's going to die. At the same time, they found the call onto Chen. Analog already losing most of his life. He's just dead. Chen being chased down right now by Fade and the gang. And I don't think King Jungles has a way out. He gets dragged in with the core, killed off with the Cutting Blade. Schofield doing his best on the back edge, dropping the stun onto the Batrider, but immediately it gets cancelled. Schofield falling low to the right damage of the Terror Blade. Icepot holds him in position. He ends up dead. Axe gets a triple kill, multiple dunks in the fight. It's a full team wipe. Wildcard.
You got to get back up now somehow. Who's going to come up big? Who's going to make the game-changing play that can bring you back? Who's going to get the good idea? Because at this point, we got to get a little bit creative. Whisper. Oh, he does manage to blink off it, but unfortunately,
He skewers directly into RCY, who will just easily grab him and kill him. Well, he did his best, managed to avoid the initial call, but with the bad rider being right there, what can you do?
Yeah.
Part of the problem that they're experiencing right now as well is that like this Monkey King, he's going to be able to build into the BKB, but this BKB doesn't guarantee you presence in these fights. There's so much damage. Maybe
this would be a big
more trap. This would be huge, but there's going to be the snowball save coming in immediately. Charcoal magic, not even necessary, just a blast into the tusk, gets him killed. Yamsen trying to TP out, gets hexed by Schofield, blasted away by Analog. So that is going to be 2 huge kills. He did his best on Big Zim. That's not going to be enough.
Yeah, he didn't have Manta ready on Terrorblade when he came out of the Snowball, so he couldn't get rid of the Solar Bind. Okay, Heroic punch back. It's not over yet. They'll also get the Tormentor for their efforts. This is a really good time to find this fight. Oh, well, I say that. Fade has
coming to
other
force
plans.
this engagement with RCY. They're looking towards getting this Chen first. Chen falling very low. He will eventually get brought down. Fade, though, dying in the meantime. He's just taking so much damage. Whisper ensures he cannot leave with the RP. So yes, they get the Chen, but it trades them the life of the axe, and now they want to chase for more. Monkey King going forward, misses the Pounder Strike. Unfortunately, the Blink Daggers will be good on Bignum and RCY. Magnus blinks forward here. That could be dangerous, but RCY and them are still on the chase, still on the hunt. They see a courier that reveals that somebody's in the vicinity, and they will see now the Shadow Shaman who's able to blink past the Batrider, but oh no, Whisper! Caught in the same place, but this time around has a forced off. Better mobility for the Magnus. Schofield will eat the death, but as I said, he'll be happy to do it if it keeps this Magnus alive.
It's so nice playing Axe against Shaman when you're ahead in the fight, because you're always getting that dunk, right? You kind of can't miss. All your damage hit home. Wait, what?
Analog? What? Analog is getting caught right now. He's in a very precarious position. Wukong's command dropped down to try and protect him a little bit. They do manage to kill off the Chikiro very quickly, but the dunk onto Analog means the Coddle dies as well. And now that Japson has arrived, Yuma also in danger. Lasso will be there from RCY, dragging him out of the Wukongs and into the right clicks of Japson. Yuma is gone. The rest of the team trying to flee. TP out? No, not allowed. King Jungles held in place by the snowball of Bignum, dunked into by Faye. Another double for the Axe. And look at him go with 23 coat of blood, 9 armor for the Axe at 24 minutes. Gonna try to find the kill.
It's go time for
though.
Heroic. This play has to work. Like if this backfires, you're playing into Aegis, by the way. This is not that easy.
Yamsen, he forced up forward. This is perfect.
He has Aegis.
They can get this kill. It's only 1 life, but they still have RP for life number 2, and they drag him back in a very awkward position. Fade coming in, has the Blink Dagger. Yuma dropping on the massive, the Wukong's command into the massive lord. They found the Hex onto the TB. There's the RP as well. Can they kill him before the Thunder? Yes. He is gone, so is Speed. Fade did his best with the BKB, but now that it's disabled, he is going to be easy food for the rest of Heroic. They found the perfect moment. What a 4-star from Yamsen. Literally gave the game right back to Heroic. But he's fine. Gets out with the Blink Dagger. Everything's A-okay. Not that big of a gold lead. And the big thing I'm worried and concerned about as well. We'll talk about it. I'll have to talk about Analog because Analog is just dead. I was about to say, with this Octarine core, does he perhaps not need BKB in this game?
Yes.
Look at this.
Not this place of the map again. This place is cursed.
Oh, come on. Manson, can you get out of here? They see him. He's under daytime vision now. Does get off the Manta, but Solar Bind was held onto by Analog. He gets it afterwards. They will not know how close that fight could have been. They get to speed. What's crazy is that if they jumped him, he would have died. Fade was still on the far left side. He hasn't been able to make his way there just yet. So, very fortunate for Yamsen that Heroic did not have vision of him and the rest of his team clearly. But now he's on the high ground. He's been scouted. There's going to be a boundless strike. Schofield there with the Hex. Fade immediately in with the fall. But unfortunately, the BKB emerged first. Yuma wants to drop Wukong, looking for the angle. Finally gets it off. RCY couldn't get the kill onto Analog with his lasso. Instead, though, he dragged him towards Yamsen. Was able to right-click him with the Terror Blade from beyond the range of the Wukongs. TB looking for an option for Sunder. He will find it on Bignum, but it's not that much HP. He will be able to die. No! Yep, Yuma can't close the gap. Being slowed down too much by this Eye of Skadi. Now Yuma will end up dead. Whisper finally there with the skewer, but where is the follow-up damage? Whisper just giving away his life, so is Schofield. It's gonna be Wildcard demolishing this fight. RCY and Terrorblade getting all the damage. Fade finding the control. Wildcard with another team wipe.
Yeah, it is this pushing. I think they're gonna force buybacks. Like, could have taken away the back. This is a little bit crazy.
RCY. Oh, my goodness, beautiful jump in from Fade, but he gets hexed. Whisper gets the RP, gets the skewer. It's in the fountain. Both of them are dying. Yamsen needs 4 stops. No! Somebody forced him back into the fountain. He is dead. 90 seconds on the ground. Fade doing his best to be able to run himself away. Blinks past the shockwave, so he's going to get out.
And make that mistake, but Wildcard are immediately back on the horse and they've shrugged it off. They're looking for their next plan. This is what you want to see, you know? You do something silly, you know it's bad, reset, go on. And fight this move instead.
BKB forward is going onto the Magnus. He wants him quickly. Yamsen will be able to lay out the damage, but not enough. In the meantime, Fade jumped in onto Yuma, but he didn't have the follow-up damage from the TV, so he dies within the Wukong's command. Him as well as the Tusk. It's a double kill for Yuma.
Inherently a problem. Heroic were just very ready for that one, counterplayed it nicely. Oh boy, this... I don't know, man. Are they coming to
They force a buyback out of Fade. He pops a BKB, runs down the Jakiro. Jakiro's already gone. Hex out onto Fade immediately as he TPs into the site. Yuma, though, will be an RP from Whisper, catching absolutely everybody. Yuma through to the air. He needs some help. He needs to get off the founder strike. He gets it off, but only into the BKB Fade, so he gets chopped into his death. Whisper can also not escape away from Yamsen. And now RCY grabbing in Analog, ensuring the Coddle cannot escape. Fade there with the call. They find him and they kill him. Long range snowball from Big Num connects onto Schofield, so he should die as well. Wildcard took some disastrous fights back to back, but they're back in form now. Crazy chase from Yuma to go that deep.
Ladies and gentlemen, with no hiccups. Uh-oh. Well, 20 seconds.
Call from Fade onto the Chen. Alright, 10 seconds until the monkey and them are back, but it's way too long. Yuma's out, so Yamsen just lays in the damage. The hero you don't want to see has yet again won a game, so you're going to see more of him, Cinderin. GG, well played is called. Wildcard get the W, but that was not the cleanest one. They know for a fact that they almost dropped that game.
Because teams that have the same score sometimes are quite varying in strength as the bracket progresses, so you might face a really strong team with a 1-1 score tomorrow. You got to be ready for that.